YouTube, good morning. I hope everyone's keeping well, and it's been a while since I posted, and a lot has changed in the last few weeks since that post. Prep is well underway. We are 16 weeks and 6 days out, and yeah, things are pretty good. Won't lie, it has been an odd few weeks, or difficult few weeks in parts. Just maybe scales wasn't moving, maybe I didn't feel like I was making the progress I needed to make, and things get tough like that. But it is what it is, and I suppose that's the joys of prep as well. We just make sure that we get on with what we're doing, and that we just look after ourselves each and every week. Switch coach, which is obviously a big thing. I don't like change normally, but I felt it was a change that was kind of needed. So things were going well with Connor, but I feel like maybe we pushed the boat out a little bit too far on our gaining phase and things like that, and we could have started prep when I switched. But Connor, nonetheless, he got me healthy. Bloods were in a bad spot, things like that, and he prioritised health. And yeah, it was tough at the time because we were supposed to do the show in April, First Timers, but yeah, things weren't the same. So I'm just going to take you over here. But so things weren't the same. So I needed to make sure I made that change as well. But yeah, pretty difficult start to the year. And then obviously as the year moved on, then things got better. And as I said, now we're in prep. We're in a good spot. So yeah, all is good, guys. Yeah, so we had a few food drops in the last few weeks as well. We've gone from 5,050 at the very start of prep to we're gone well down because the body just wasn't responding, guys, and it was a little bit in my head, I won't lie, because that is kind of a tough thing to take. Is when there's no change in the scales and you're like, is the visuals getting better or are they not getting better, and then you're swayed by that. So it's all about, guys, just really just executing and doing what your coach tells you to do. Like, that was the thing. If you place a lot of trust in your coach, but me being a coach myself, I just kind of know that we were going a little bit maybe too far on our push up, and maybe we pushed it out, as I said, too far. Luckily, we didn't actually, we didn't actually ruin things too much, because if we actually got to like 16 weeks out where we are now, and we were pushing up till literally this is the start of prep, only now, if I was still maybe with Connor, that would have made a big difference, and it would have been a very, very aggressive pull down. I don't know what his plan was, but at the same time, I'm much happier now to actually be in prep. So we started prep. This was week number 5. This morning's check-in came back to me, and there's been no changes so in the last few weeks. So test mast is the combo there with 2 IU with GH in pre-bed. So yeah, test is in a 310, I believe, 310, yeah, and then mass is in a 315. You'd consider that relatively small, but because it's mass P, we need to make sure that we're pinning that every day. I have mass E now, but I got mass P for the simple reason was there was a lot more legit mass P about than there was mass E. As we all know, there is a shortage there. Primo will be going in the first week of August, unless there's going to be a change to that, but based off the timeline, things are looking good, and obviously when the Primo goes in, that'll be even another step in the right direction. Stepped on the scales then this morning, we were 91 kilos, so that was another drop from yesterday. I was 91.3 yesterday, another 0.3 drop overnight, which is pretty good, because like I said, that you believe that when you're in such a deficit, and you're as active as I am, that we should be making continuous progress, right? But we all know progress comes in different forms and different formats, so the biggest thing to remember is not actually, as we know, overthink it, and as I said, that's difficult to do. There's been probably a few different changes to meals, etc., and just simple changes, but like, so raspberries have gone in now instead of strawberries, blueberries have been cut back a little bit, raisins has been included now more so, and we have included sweet potato rather than too many servings of rice, because we changed that last week because there was a little bit of a holdback on that as well. So yeah, that was quite difficult. Guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to cut you off. I'm going to get my mic and it'll sound a little bit better as I'm making my meal number one. Back in a sec. And we're back, guys. Sorry about that. It was just a case that there was no point in continuing to talk if the mic wasn't there. So meal number one is today 75 grams cream of rice. I used the Prozis one. Prozis, since the video as well, have kindly have me on board their team. I use most of their products. Some things I still don't use, but again, sometimes they don't have them, or else I just don't enjoy the consistency or the texture. But you know, speaking to Ricardo and the team, you know, just making sure that we get everything nice in order. And as I said, this is probably one of the best ones. It says instant rice flour, guys, but it is cream of rice, and it's probably the best, the cookie flavour one. If any of you are Irish, you know, or even like, especially in Spain, a big one is like, you know, the Maria biscuit, but in Ireland we call it the Marietta. So yeah, it's a nice biscuit, but still at the minute the only thing I'm kind of using that's not Prozis right now is still the Perform cream of rice, or the Perform whey protein, I should say, just because of texture, consistency, and it digests really well. I hate trying something new, especially if I don't know whether it'll digest pretty well or not, and it kind of leaves me a little bit conscious or a little bit wary of something. But nonetheless, this is pretty good, and yeah, I'm pretty confident with it. I do a combo mixture of Prozis rice flour, and then the cookie flavour rice porridge. I mix the two of them together because the rice porridge is that little bit grainier. It's more like ground rice than it is, you know, rice flour. Like, that's the biggest difference. Fucking never told this. No. Yeah, so I kind of do roughly half and half, or else I'll just do like two kind of scoops. So like I put 45 grams of that in, so the rest now will make up from the rice flour itself, from the rice porridge. So yeah, and then it's 100 grams raspberries and 10 grams almond butter or peanut butter, and there is 40 grams of whey protein, and it is the Neapolitan flavour this morning. We're going for Monday morning, guys, and we're going for ice cream. Why not? But yeah, things are going pretty well. I will show you in a moment. I will talk you through I'll actually put it back without even putting in that one. I'll talk you through then my supplements as well, and we'll get the show on the road. Coaching has been absolutely phenomenal recently, which is fantastic. I cannot believe, you know, the uptake and things like that in recent times. But you know, it makes a big difference when you put in a good service and you're consistent, and you know, it's great to get those results for people. And I suppose the main thing with coaching is, you know, you dial in everything for them, but then you're not just there, you're coaching them. You know, you're not a thing in the background. You want to actually see somebody improve, and when they improve, that makes a big difference as well. So it does. Like, you know, would you rather have someone there that's, you know, looking after you all the time, or making sure that you're feeling good, and you know that, like, even for the likes of a simple check-in at the weekends, you know, what's the point in having a coach that's only kind of going to be part-time for you, you know? It's not going to work, you know? I think that, like, there's so many levels to the game, and you know, Darren Mack, my new coach, you know, he has obviously made me realise that as well. And you know, as I said, that doesn't mean that anybody or anyone is better than anybody else when it comes to bodybuilding, but you know, like, Dara has some results. Dara has pretty good results. Dara has gone pro recently, you know, so those are all really good things. And you know, no matter who coached me or who coached me in the past, you know, I put my trust in them. Did it pay off most of the time? Absolutely. But sometimes it didn't, you know, and my own intuition maybe could have taken over. But nonetheless, it's great to have someone like so direct, and like, I'm a very direct person, and I need that because I respond best to that. as well. Like, I think the biggest thing is when you respond, when you listen to somebody that is, you know, good in their field, you know, you learn from that. But also as well, you know, I'm not a fool, guys, you know, when it comes to coaching. I might only be a small fry in the coaching world, but, you know, my aim is to obviously continue to grow. And the more people that place their trust in me, the more that I can actually show them exactly what I'm about. And as I said, they'll just see just as quick that I can be as good as the rest. But like I said, that it's all a learning curve, and it's all about being patient and enjoying the process of growth. And that's in your gym journey just as much as anything else. So, you know, that is the thing, guys. As I said, just enjoying the process. And as I said, it's very easy. Get into your own head. Why is the scales not moving? Why is my physique looking X, Y, and Z? Other days, then you wake up and you think that you're going to be walking on fucking cloud 9, you know. But yeah, as I said, a lot has happened as well. Personally, myself and Kalia moved house. We're back living down the country now again, which is pretty different for me. I had to leave my own gym of Level Up in Balbriggan, which was I really miss that gym, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things I miss about living in Dublin and living like so close to the gym. Like we were 12 minutes from Level Up. Like, you literally everything just matched up. But, you know, I'm of a new gym now in House Fitness in Athlone is my gym now that I'm training in. Has it the same gear as Level Up? No, nowhere near it. But you know, what can we do? Has it potential? Yeah, has acres of space inside in it. Some of the machines are good, some of them are pretty poor, and that's unfortunate because, like, guys, you do need a really good gym, you know. That is the biggest thing going forward that anybody will tell you. But, you know, the biggest thing we make sure is that we don't overthink it, and we train to what we have and train to the tools we have as well. But yeah, that's all we can do. When it comes to supplementation, guys, I am taking, at the minute, we're taking, when it comes to the spicy supplements, we're coming to, well, it's not even spicy, but like Clean's at 60 right now. That was up 3 weeks ago. T4 is in at 100, and after that, then it's just your omega-3 fish oils, citrus bergamot, tudkenak, milk thistle, trained by JP Estro Control, P5P, and DIM, and there is something else there as well. I'm going to look in the press because the way I have them all divided, I know obviously magnesium and Vit D with K2. That is everything there. Citrus bergamot, I said that. Turbo Slew, Engineered Turbo Slew is absolutely fantastic, guys. It's a fucking game changer. You know, you sweat like a pig after it as well, which is pretty good because, you know, obviously in a deficit, things like that, you want things moving. 1 second, I'm gonna neck these. Yeah, pretty good. And then we have our apple cider vinegar, lemon juice mix in the mornings, and sometimes if I'm feeling that little bit slower in digestion, I will mix it in with some psyllium husk. It's a fucking absolute brilliant product. Like, it's just pure fibre. And it just, even if you put it in food, guys, or yogurt, it just absorbs it. It's unbelievable. I always preach people to have good fibre in their diet, and it's not better to have too much, and it's not better to have too little, because too much has the same effects as too little, and that literally just blocks you up just as much, because as it doesn't digest, it's still contents in your stomach, still contents in your digestive system, and what happens only feels like shit, you know. So that's the biggest thing. Oh man, that never gets old, that fucking, the way that just hits the back of your neck. But we move. Yeah, as well, we have decreased meals from 6 down to 5, but that's just more for management purposes. I don't know what has happened here. My gut looked real fucking distended and everything there as I was bent over. I can assure you guys I'm not that fat, or maybe a little bit fat, but that is for sure why is this acting the bollocks. There's never a simple way of just refinding your face with this. That's the worst thing about face detection. Yeah, so that is everything, guys. The set, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have meal 1 and get cracking with client check-ins. Today is a pretty okay day with check-ins. Wednesdays, Tuesdays, those teams of people are very, very, that's a very busy day, and everybody is absolutely smashing it right now, in fairness. Like, it sounds like such a cliche thing to say, oh, of course everyone's smashing it. They are, do you know, like, I advertise as a specialist coach for like emergency services, Gardaí, you know, firefighters, nurses, paramedics, even prison officers. Like, I have a lot of prison officers, a lot of paramedics, you know, and obviously being a former Garda myself, things can be tricky, but yeah, as I said, everybody is fucking absolutely smashing it, and I'm very happy about that as well. So I will give you a quick look at the meal when it's done. It's nearly there, and from that then, guys, we will get cracking on the day, and we'll talk to you very soon. Right, guys, it is meal 1 time. Meal 1 is prepared. Have my coffee, but I will be delaying that until after my meal, because we have T4 gone in, so we need to make sure that the T4 efficacy is not affected. And when that happens, that means that the absorption of the T4 is in a better condition as well. So yeah, everything is in a good spot. Really feeling good this morning. Good sleep, you know, the usual bits and pieces. That's a new low as well in terms of prep. So 91 kilos, which is nice to see. And yeah, all is good. But here we have meal 1. So 100 grams raspberries. I a couple out of it, so there's less than that now. And then 75 grams cream of rice, volumized really for now, but when we start to get later into prep, we will be making sure that goes down. 40 grams whey protein, 20 grams almond butter, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. So, and as I said, plain black coffee as well, but I delay that till after the meal because I want to make sure that I get something solid into me, and allows me to give the T4 a chance. Roughly about 20 minutes to half an hour is the happy place and the best spot to make sure that T4 is in full effect, and the caffeine doesn't affect its efficacy. So guys, all is good. I'm going to enjoy meal 1 now, and we'll talk to you across the day. Meal number 2, after a good block of check-ins there, I got, what was it, 7 check-ins done there in a couple of hours, so we blasted it out nicely. And obviously, you know yourself, getting messages out and things like that. Jesus, man, I look tired. Anyway, so that's the jazz with that. And as I said, meal number 2 is going in. So we are having 175 grams raw weight chicken. We are having 400 grams sweet potato. We are having 15 grams of raisins, and then we are having, am I missing something? Yes, veggies. So we're having 50 grams green beans, and then 25 grams of just iceberg lettuce, just to make things up, because yeah, man's getting a little hungry, even though it's worryingly early days for that. But look, we won't overthink it. 15 grams of raisins going in now, and as I said, we won't overthink things, because hunger is all how we perceive it, guys. If you know that you're in a diet, you're going to think that you're hungry. Alright, it's as simple as that. We don't overthink it, we don't complicate it, and we just get on with the job at hand. That is the number 1 rule. Overthinking it is going to be to everybody's detriment. It's going to be to your own detriment, and you're going to feel like absolute shit if you think about food all the time, and it's very hard not to. But at the same time, it's what power you give it. If you give that food power, I never even turn on the mic. If you give that food power, you will end up you will end up feeling extremely hungry, and as I said, you give that a platform to grow. By the time you get to 5, 6, 7 weeks out, you are going to feel like absolute shit. And I know that from before. As I said, I never done a bodybuilding show, so it's a different kind of a prep, but I've done 20 weeks prep before, and yeah, I fucked it myself because I didn't plan my meals properly. I just didn't structure correctly. Even though I had a coach, it was basically my old coach had macro-based layout of food and things like that. So again, I learned very quickly from that, guys, that it's very much macros is brilliant and things like that once you know how to utilize them. And at the start, I didn't, but now I do, and obviously I'm more confident with that, which is fantastic. But it's a case that you just can't overthink those things, because if you do, you will succumb to too much hunger levels, too high of hunger, and you will just feel like absolute shit. So just putting in the 50 grams green beans now. Man, I incorporated these in. Yesterday was shopping day for me, and I bought green beans because I don't know what it was. When I was looking at Mark Hodson's fucking vlog, he's always having green beans, but I didn't mind that. It was the case that I used to love them and I used to eat them all the time, but I don't know what put me off them, or I don't know why I went off them, but I'm fucking so glad I bought them yesterday. That was a fucking great move, because they're so high in fibre and they just fucking feel fantastic, you know. Where's that knife gone? Yeah. No, as I said, it feels amazing when you find something you like, and you know, like buying frozen. Like I think I paid like $1.20 or something like that in Aldi for a kilo of green beans frozen. Like, where else do you want to get that, guys? You know, it's as simple as that. Fork and a knife, because I'm going to chop up my sweet potato and, as I said, get on with the meal. But before I do that, I don't know about you, but it's funny. I love to wash up as I'm going along, and then I know that when I sit down and have my meal, I can sit down and enjoy it. Now, sometimes if I'm a bit tight for time, I'll be like, right, fuck, you know, I need to, maybe if I'm after cooking steak or, you know, something like that. Steak is on my rest days. Sometimes I will just put that aside and be like, okay, I'll just leave the pan steep and I'll put some hot water in place or whatever as well. So yeah, I'm just chopping up the sweet potato into slices because it's nice and soft. I do my sweet potato in the microwave. It's as simple as that. I put it in for normally around 10 minutes and it comes out lovely and soft, and I just chop it all up and fuck it into the kind of that pasta bowl, you know, the ones that are kind of half steepish, you know, but they're not, they're kind of a plole between a plate and a bowl is the best way to describe it. But I really love the sweet potato because, guys, I can't actually eat normal potato, and I was raised on it. I think it was because I'm raised on it, I just became resistant to it. I will not have a toilet passing correctly with normal potato. And when Dara said to me that we're going to incorporate sweet potato, I was a bit skeptical, but he reassured me that there is a little bit of a slight variation in makeup in normal potato to sweet potato. So I was like, I trust in you, and to be honest, it was the best thing ever because toilet movements, bowel movements have been absolutely fantastic, and as he says, tremendous. And it's just everything is flowing nicely in terms of like the meals, the preparation of them, and I'll just show you even the kind of container I use. How do you do it in the microwave? Some people wrap it up in some kind of damp tissue. They'll wrap up their whole thing in it, but I get this steamer. So it's a microwavable steamer for veg, but it has a grate in it, and I put the potatoes into that, the sweet potatoes, whatever amount you put into it, and then I put water in it just till it hits, so when that drops down, it somewhat submerges to there, so just till it's level, and then when you add heat to that in the microwave, you put the lid on it, and you close up the steam hole, and it literally softens the potatoes, and they're absolutely tremendous. It's perfect. It's perfect. I'm gonna have 25 to 30 grams of ketchup on that as well. Yeah, as I said, I love the meals that I'm having. I love,
you know, having the same thing every day. Like, I see it with my own clients, a lot of them really can't eat the same thing every day, or even, like, I'll vary it, like, between their training day and their rest day. And that's, as I said, no slight on anybody. Everybody has their own kind of taste buds and what they kind of sick of or what they get used to, things like that. Like, the only thing I got really sick of was having too much jasmine rice. And I love jasmine rice, but I really look forward to it now with my pre-workout meal and my post-workout meal. But then I have oats at the end of the day, and I'll have cream of rice at the very start of the day, as you've seen. So, and as I said, I have rice, cream of rice, oats, and sweet potato. Those are my main carb sources. I know for a fact that when I'm getting into the off season, after my show, I want bread back in. I fucking love my bread and I miss it. It's as simple as that. And as I said, I just want it back in on a regular basis. I miss sourdough. I miss having it. But at the same time, I know it's only going to be for a short time. It's like anything. When you tell yourself you can have something, you don't have to panic, because it's going to be there at the end of prep. And it's going to be there. That product is still going to be sold. So there's still going to be sourdough after the show. 30 grams. Still going to be sourdough after the show. And, you know, we move on. We move. It's as simple as that. I'm just going to get my bottle of water because I fucking forgot it. But like, it's so simple, guys. Don't overcomplicate things. It becomes very, very difficult if you do so. Why is my phone going off? Oh yeah, that's all G. As I said, making sure that clients get responded to is a big priority of mine. There's quick turnarounds around here, and as I said, we make sure that we don't miss, because every time a client asks a question, they need to know. They need to have their answer, and it always could be urgent. So, you know, I always get clients as well, if they need to just literally click on urgent, or not click on urgent, type the word urgent, especially if it's at the weekend, because I'm not on my desk all the time, especially on a Sunday, and then Saturdays as well. I like to take a little bit of downtime as well, just because if I don't, I will immerse myself in just work all the time, you know, and that's not good, you know, that's not healthy. I done that a lot when I was in Dublin. I don't know why, but I did. And it's just not ideal. So I'll just turn around the camera, guys, and I'll show you my meal. So as you can see, phone's in place for some YouTube. As you can see, all you can see there right now is sweet potato and ketchup. But there is 50 grams green beans in there. There is 25 grams of lettuce just for a little bit of crunch. 175 grams raw weight chicken breast and 15 grams of raisins. So that is what the meal is looking like, guys. And I'm going to eat and chow down on it now. I'm super excited for it. It's probably one of my favourite meals of the day. But yeah, as I said, the show is on in, what are we now, 16 weeks and 6 days. So that is working out with the 8th of November. Obviously, I'm super excited for it. But it's funny now because it's real. You know, we're actually getting there. We're getting shit done. And you know, it's just nice to know that prep is on the way. I know that I've grown a shit ton of muscle in the length of time that I have. Yes, knife's on the loose. Nearly got the fucking ketchup all over me. I know that, you know, I've grown a shit ton of muscle in the off season, but I've also had a lot of body fat there, and I'm leaning out very quickly on the upper body, and part of my legs, my quads, my hamstrings, calves are moving nicely. My lower waist and my glutes are not moving as quickly, but I know when I am lean that those are like fucking walnuts. So I'm excited about that. But the main thing is we don't overthink it, guys. As I said, I'm not scale focused or anything like that. But it's obviously an indicator, and it's one of the metrics that we all look into and we all look forward to seeing. But at the same time, we just need to make sure that we keep the head down. We execute what our coach is telling us, you know, and after that, all works out. But yeah, going to give the sweet potato a taste test. There's a little bit of skin on it. I love the skin on potatoes or sweet potato. So yeah, that That's good tack. I don't care what anyone says. Is that an Irish thing? Good tack? Is that a word? I know when you go up to Dublin, it's like, oh, that's fucking lethal, or that's whopper. That's another one. I've learned that a lot through the years. I've heard that one. If it's good, it's whopper. What else was there? Yeah, no, it's class. It's unreal. Those type of things. Those are very Irish things. If you say that to an American, I'm sure they'll start laughing. Shout out to all the American watchers. I have American clients as well, which is an absolute privilege. How many have I now? I have 5. I have 5 American clients, which I'm proud of each and every one of them. And it's nice to actually have some clients from around the world. And I have 3 guys and a lady in the UK as well. So everything is moving fantastically well. And after that, then I have some Irish clients, and I have a client that's moving to Australia towards the end of the year. But he's in a really good position, and as I said, he's going on a career break, paramedic, but he's going to enjoy his time as well. But we're getting him in a good spot as well, and he'll probably stay working with me as we're out there because he enjoys the structure and he needs that structure, as he says himself. So I'm going to have this meal, guys, and we'll talk to you very, very soon.
Right guys, we're back, and it is time to get the rice ready for pre-workout and post-workout. So there is 225 grams in total of dry weight rice, and I'm going to obviously give that a clean. But like so that, it's very, very handy for, the rice is so easy to digest. It's very handy to make, especially when you have a rice cooker. I got that, and I think it was at Home Store and More. Fucking ideal, so it is. But the likes of that 20 kg bag of rice, like I paid €38 for that. That's a bargain, and I get like weeks out of that. Actually, I have to put this back in. But like I get weeks out of that, and that's absolutely tremendous, because you need to get a length of time when you're bodybuilding out of the foods that you're eating. There is no point in buying Mickey Mouse bags of rice if it's literally in your diet every day. You need it. Just go in, get it done, and get it paid. Bodybuilding has saved me a fortune in shopping. I remember even when I was in the guards, because I suppose I was keeping fit and healthy, I was training like a fucking madman, but I was varying my foods every day. Some days I'd have red meat. Some days, for like my main meal, as I used to call it, some days I'd have turkey. Some days I'd have chicken. Some days I'd fucking have fish. I never give myself any consistency. The only thing that probably stayed the same was I was on 4 meals. Then my meal 1 and my meal 4 were probably the same. But other than that, everything else really stayed the same. And the best thing, guys, as well, when you are cleaning your rice, you make sure that you clean it with hot water first. So get good hot water, give it a good few runs, and then just keep pouring it out, because it can get cloudy and dirty as fuck. And as I said, we don't want any excessive starch or build up of resistant starch, because that just makes things digest so much worse. And as I said, why not have clean rice that tastes nice, and it's going to be bang on money every single time. And then the last few turns, then just to bring the temperature of it back down. I know it'll be getting hot anyways, but just to clean it then with some cold water, I do that then. And I always start with cold water. I put cold water into the actual rice cooker as well. That is one more spin, and we should be good. And then we put the water in it then to actually cook it. I don't actually measure the water, funnily enough. I will weigh it after, and I will show you the mathematics on that, and how it's divided out. And so, put my finger in. Another Mark Hodgson, Dara Max special is put the finger in, and if it reaches the first knuckle, that first bendy part on your index finger, you're in deep enough for the amount of rice that you need. Obviously, if there's more rice, guys, it's still going to settle at the bottom. So like you put your finger to like
the top of the rice. If it's at a good point, it will be perfect. Too much water and it pisses out over the top of through the boil hole here, this thing here, and it just actually destroys the place. But the rice cooker is like the best thing ever, because you literally flick it down like a kettle and it switches to cook. As soon as it's cooked, it flicks itself back to warm, and until you turn it off at the wall, at the mains, you will have warm rice. So it might not necessarily be amazingly warm, but it's good. But post-workout, like I'll have my pre-workout jasmine rice warm, because it's only going to be done fresh, and I'll be having that in about an hour and 10 minutes time, because I just cleaned up after the meal you've just saw there with the sweet potato oil. And then from that, then I will be able to have my post-workout rice cold, because I have that with honey, banana and chicken. So yeah, and this meal will be jasmine rice, and I switch. One thing I do is sometimes, every couple of months I'll switch for a week or so to tuna, and I won't be switching for a full week. Today I'll be having tuna. I don't know, I just can't seem to want to stomach prawns today, and I love prawns, but not for me today. I'm gonna fucking close that door. That thing following me still, probably is. That's good. But I just can't, guys. I just cannot stick to fucking the prawns today. I don't know why. I just know that the taste of it won't do me any good. So luckily enough, I got tuna yesterday, and I think I have two tins will make up the exact same protein and calorie count as prawns would. So basically 200 grams. Well, it says 205 drained, or 202 drained, or 102 drained. So, but I always leave a little bit there because, and it's always in brine, but I always leave a little bit there just so I can be really on the money with the protein, because 2 of the tins fully are 50 grams protein, and I only need 48.6. So I'm like, just leave that little bit there in each of the tins, and as I said, it works out a fucking treat. So prawns, jasmine rice, more raisins, and is that about it? Oh, a little bit of veg. Probably for this one I will opt for beetroot and sauerkraut, just because of stomach volume, but also as well I get mega fucking pumps off the beetroot. Guys, it's a game changer, I promise you. If you do struggle with pumps, it is a good thing as well to use beetroot juice, but proper organic beetroot juice. There's no point in using the absolute rubbish. Why is this keep turning off on me? I hate that. And it is unbelievable, because it's going to be the best thing ever to have the likes of your beetroot juice, things like that, to have in place for pumps, especially pre-workout. As well. But I'm actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my post-workout gimbal endpoint reached. Yeah, you'll find me in a minute, gimbal. So yeah, as I said, I have my water chilled from yesterday, and all I have to do now is add in my intra-workout drink. So these are the Prozis water bottles. I have the black one on the table, and this is the green one. This is always my workout one. One just always has plain water in it, and that one then will always have my electrolytes in it as well. Darren does want me taking cyclic dextrin, but I don't need it. My performance in the gym is pretty good. I'm able to hold my energy throughout. So my electrolytes, creatine and glutamine are the mixes that I put in. I've never utilized intra-carbs. There is I have no problems in doing so as well, but I just don't bother. As I said, that's the main thing. So I always pop in, where am I? Here we go. So I find these water bottles handy because they have a wide top on them. So Prozis, guys, I am affiliated with them. I am a Prozis sponsored athlete, and I'll always opt for Prozis products where I can. Some of the things they don't have developed yet, which is fine, and then there's so many things that they do have developed, especially food stuff like sugar-free syrups, like fucking practically calorie zero, things like, or 0 calorie. Same with likes of their sauces as well. If you are looking for sauces or anything like that, guys, and you're kind of fuckers for, you know, spicy or teriyaki or Asian, teriyaki one is the best. That's my recommendation. Code MikeR10 will get you your little discount on Prozi's website. And also keep an eye on my stories on my Instagram as well, where you will get some other inspiration. The reason I have this, I got it free, Perform Creatine. As I said, other creatines are available, but I do have normally the Prozi's one. But I said, creatine is creatine, guys, at the end of the day. And yeah, that's the main thing. So I'll always opt for 10 grams creatine intra, 10 grams glutamine, and then I normally just kind of go for like a scoop and a bit of like electrolytes. I find either the Hydromax is quite good in the Strom. So is the Prozi's one, the Prozi's hydration one, but I'm always sachets. They only come in sachets, they don't come in tubs, which is a bummer as well, because I go through it every fucking day. Catalyst is very good as well from Engineered, must say. Hydration from GM by JP, I've only had it once, in terms of I had only one tub of it, and it was pretty good. And Conte Hydroflow is unbelievably tasting. Probably Conte cream of rice is probably the best cream of rice out there, other than Strom now tops it. But then for ultra digestibility, the Prozi's one that I've had this morning, or again, Engineered Hydro Rice. They are the as Engineered logo is the dog, so they are the dog's bollocks, which is also probably another Irish saying as well. And yeah, so that's my intra drink made up. That'll go back in the fridge, and it'll be ready for road later on. I've gone for Perform Hydration today, lemon sherbet. I feel like with the sunshine, the lemony taste will make a big difference. Giving this a shake now and then popping it back in the fridge, keeping it nice and cool. But otherwise, guys, you know, everything is running smoothly. I run like clockwork. I don't miss, and that's what it takes to bodybuild. Luckily for me, my job is able to facilitate that. I'm self-employed. I'm proud of my job. I'm proud of being able to work my way up to doing this full time. It's truly a privilege, and I never ever take that for granted, because I know what it's like to work shit jobs. I know what it's like to have fuck all money. And as I said, you know, November, December, they were tough months, guys. They were tough months because I was not getting any traction. I was, you know, struggling along, but I was doing my best. And, you know, now that things are really good, you know, I'm really happy and privileged. But again, I'll always aim to be better. And with the likes of bodybuilding and things like that, obviously I'm doing it for the love of it, but it's also going to be a full learning curve, and it allows me to coach people and give people that platform that they deserve, because like I love my clients in terms of like I love training them, in terms of I love teaching them, I love educating them, and I love seeing people, you know, make that realization that their diets are something to be proud of, you know. And that's my passion, and I always talk about it. I don't talk about it because it's my living and I'm trying to get clients. I talk about it because it's such a passion of mine, and I just love it. I love bodybuilding, and that's my passion. But I'll never force that on anybody. My own clients know that, and I'll always make sure that they're adhered to and they are looked after. And as I said, you know, obviously this allows me to bodybuild as well, to be my own boss. And to be honest, I don't think I'll go back to, you know, being employed again and having a boss. It's just not the same. That freedom, but also, you know, when you work hard, it's such a nice feeling to be able to go and you know, say, yeah, I'm self-employed, but I'm also making it self-employed, you know, in terms of like, I'm making it, I'm there, but I can never be there enough. And I'll always want to grow, and I'll always want to be bigger. But like a big jump, like I started online coaching like not a long time ago, and it's just taken off. You know, it's mad. But you have to work hard at things, guys, and that's what I'm bringing it back around to. If you are bodybuilding, if you are on a weight loss journey, you have to fucking want it and you have to push forward. But as I said, you can't do what I do. I'm documenting what I do every day, what I eat, but nobody can copy that. Like, I don't copy what Dara's eating, my coach. My clients don't copy what I'm eating, their coach. You know, Callie doesn't copy what I'm eating. I help Callie. I'm Callie's coach as well, you know, for example. And I'll make sure that everybody has their own unique way. There's no cookie cutter settings in this. As I said, I'm a different body shape than the next bodybuilder. I'm going to be a different size. Just because we're in the same class doesn't mean we live the same lifestyle, we have the same jobs, or we have the same daily routine that gets us to our end goal, which is the stage. Everything is going to be different. And I think that's such a platform. Whereas my Instagram and things like that is very much pointed towards the emergency services and things like that. Whereas I can speak about bodybuilding, I can speak about coaching, I can speak about all those things here on my YouTube. And when you're in prep, you know, those are all things that you think deeply about, because you have that little bit more, you wouldn't say you have time in your hands, but like when you're on the Stairmaster doing 20 minutes, 30 minutes on the stairs, you lose your thoughts, or you should. You know, it's the best thing you can do for yourself as well. But yeah, as you can see there, guys, that is even steaming up as it is, so that'll be ready for my next meal as well. But the main thing is, guys, you always stick to something you're passionate about, or find the love in fitness and get good at that, or get good at the sport that you really want to do. You know, you will not get there if you don't work at it. And people like my fucking DMs just be full of mentors and things like that. Those are all probably great guys and great girls, but at the same time, I know that what I have made from my social so far has been organic. I have never had guidance in terms of like that. I've had people saying, yeah, just be relentless, post, and I have done. Has it worked? Absolutely. Has some of the content missed by a mile? Has some of it hit? Some of it hit absolutely bullseye, you know, but it all depends as well. And, you know, when you move and things like that, there's so many different challenges. And I think now is even the best time to prep, because I'm now settling the new house. My career is progressing nicely. As I said, I'm not comfortable in terms of, you'll never see me out in Dubai living there full time, unfortunately. Callie's a home bird anyway, so we won't be moving there. But like, you'll never see me with anything flash. I'll live to be able to pay the bills, you know, give my wife a good life, give myself a good life, and future family if we do go down that route. But right now, you know, it's all about just growing, continuing to grow, and being relentless with that. And it's the same with bodybuilding. I want to be relentless till I get to that stage date, come the 8th of November. That is the day where it all comes together and it's all worth it. And each and every day as I stand here now, which is the 13th of July, you know, 16 weeks and 6 days out, I'll be standing here, it's 6 weeks and 6 days out, and I'll be saying the same thing, that I'm doing this for the love of it. There will be difficult days? Absolutely. Is the work going to be worth it? Absolutely. Anything that's comfort, you know, if you stay in comfort, you won't make the progress. Progression lives in places of discomfort. So always remember that, guys. But there's enough of waffle done now. I am getting back to work, and yeah, I won't be taking you today on my training session. I'll talk you through that in the next clip. What I'm doing, it's a push day. Or sorry, it's not push day. Push day is Thursday. It's an upper day. And I will talk you through that and kind of the changes that was made around training as well. See you in the next one. Ladies and gals, we are back, and yeah, I didn't even document it. I just had meal number 3, which is my pre-workout meal. It was 100 grams jasmine rice, 190 grams of tuna, which is the equivalent to 250 grams of cooked weight prawns, and I had 15 grams of raisins, and this time I had some beetroot, sauerkraut, and cucumber, and that all added up to 75 grams of veg, or greens as we'll call it. I love my greens, I love my veg, and as well, I've just had my pre-workout. I've had the Prozis Big Shot, and I've topped that with the Superhuman Focus. It's actually, I got it from online. I got it actually in an order because I spent over a certain amount. It's from Alpha Line, and it's super focus. It is fucking unbelievable. Like you're like lasered in. Like the big shot from Prozis, the pre is absolutely fantastic. I don't get any kind of sides from it. It's very good like that. And I find it's very helpful with just then when it's paired with that alpha line nootropic, it's absolutely laser focus. So it is. So it's really, really good. I'm just going to leave you. Actually, I'll leave you against the fridge with the holder. So yeah, it's pretty good. And as I said, I'm just washing up now. And from that, then we'll be going to the gym and getting shit done. So as you can see, guys, as well, the rest of my jasmine rice for my pre-workout or my post-workout meal is in there, and we are ready to rock on that. I was going to vlog and just as I was eating, but then I was like, I seen the guys had the Celtic cast up, so I was like, I'm going to listen to a bit of that, because I like kind of listening to things, but like a little bit of peace and quiet as well helps, you know, with just chilling and having my meal. I find I digest things much better in a calm environment. Like, I don't know about ye or anything like that, maybe I'm odd, but when I'm in a restaurant, I feel like I can't enjoy it as much. Maybe it's because I'm more comfortable with my table manners at home, or else I can just kind of eat how I wish at home in the comfort of my own home. But like, I enjoy my meals even more when I'm at home. Like, if you ask me to have a meal out, I'd be like, can we just cook our own version at home? You know, that kind of way. Unless it's like an event or something like that, like something Callie got married and things like that last September, that is a different kettle of fish. But also the wedding venue was fantastic for me because they know that I'm kind of very conscious when it comes to my food choices. I told them that when we were picking it, and I was like, I want to have fillet steak on the day of my wedding. That was the main thing. And the only thing I really wanted after that was like seafood chowder. Which was probably about it, and making sure we had loads of veg. And because I couldn't have normal potatoes, I had rice, but they made sure that I had a good lot of rice, because obviously on the day of your wedding you were pulled and dragged everywhere by photographers and you know yourself, so I was fucking starving by the time we got to the reception. Pick me up, doesn't know where I am now, it does. But yeah, so the wedding reception was kind of there. This is not picking me up. Does it see me? Subject lost. Yeah, it's gone. We're gone, lads. So the main thing is that we make sure that we keep on top of what was doing that day as well. Don't know why I'm talking about my wedding, but I suppose it was a happy day. But I suppose when you're managing food and things like that, I just made sure that everything was accounted for still, because I only had one meal before we went and got married, you know, that morning. And normally I would have, by the time it was eating time again, I'd be 3 meals deep anyway as well. But nonetheless, we got through it. But like I said, I like basically eating in a nice quiet environment with a little bit of YouTube on or whatever, something bodybuilding or something into Formula 1. You know, anything that gets me 1% more advantage as a coach makes me learn a little bit more. Listening to other coaches is such an important way of learning. And as I said, if coaches are watching me, I hope you learn something as well along the way. The likes your, you know, just basic educational stuff, but things that people really don't understand. And, you know, like I was just off a few voice messages over and back from a client who is doing one of my challenges, and he was kind of unsure. He was at his mother-in-law's yesterday, and he wasn't sure how to track his Sunday lunch. Now he's on a fat loss phase, so he needs to live a lifestyle as well. So he's a lifestyle client, and he works shift work, and he struggles with like just food structure and things like that. But what he done was, he had everything, and he was like asking, how am I going to do it in somebody else's house? And I was like, man, you're going to have to do it. You just, like, if you want to make that progress, you have to lock in. I even told him the story. I was over at my mother-in-law's at Christmas. I brought my scales, I weighed my rice, I weighed my turkey, I weighed my We actually had a little bit of beef because I'm not really, like, I like ham, but I much prefer to have beef as it's a little bit leaner and the protein content is nicer. Plus, I love my red meat. If I could have red meat just as often as I have chicken, I'd live on it, but I can't and I won't because I want my fats for ham and butter and things like that as well. But the main thing is to make sure that, you know, he keeps consistent. And he was like, should I be weighing everything? Should I be weighing me bananas? Should I be weighing me apples? Things like that. And I was like, apples are difficult enough. We can weigh them. But like, if you know what a large apple is, put the fucking thing in as a large apple. You know, it's about 119 calories, you know, and it's going to be quite carb dense, but there's a lot of fiber in it. But then I was like, what about me bananas? He was like, and I was like, weigh your banana, man. You can't just leave that to chance. Because like, and he was like, okay, I better buy you scales. And I was like, you have no scales? Oh, I was like, geez, man, you went through a week already with no scales. I was like, please get yourself a scales, because what measured gets accounted for. What gets measured gets accounted for. And just people just, you know, I don't know how people can live like that. And again, it's not me looking down on anybody, because I'm a coach and that's what I want to do, is improve people's habits and things like that. But yeah, like I remember when I used to wing it, but I done it probably because of out of fear of my parents, because my parents never kind of approved of me measuring things and things like that. It's very old school, and you're fucking stall fed 3 times a day and that's it. Whereas now, like, I'm eating 5-6 meals, and they, in their head, because they see I'm eating fucking so often, they think that I'm eating like a horse. But like, it's controlled meals. I'm probably eating the same calories as my father, but my father just eats 3 meals a day and they're massive, like, father dinners, you know, that kind of way, like the old school Irish way. But, you know, that's about it, and it's as simple as that. But today, guys, we're training push. It's 1:15. I need to get on the road. I will not take you with me. I will take you with me. I'll take the DJI with me, but I won't be taking you into the gym. We're training upper today. We're training in House Fitness, of course. House Fitness in Athlone, where the usual gym is. As I said, it's not Level Up. It's not Black Rose. It's not District A in Portlaoise. It's not the usual spots that I would like to be in, but nonetheless, it has some decent equipment. It has some fantastic people in it that I've already got to know. They fucking certainly know me now anyways, from just me being me. But like, being honest, it's, as I said, and the staff, there's sound, probably most of them, 90% of them are. But yeah, just want to hope that he does start investing a little bit more, because if he does, he will have a fantastic gym, because he has the space, he has the potential to do it, he just needs to do it. Like, just replace some of that fucking, like, to have it, like, guys, to have this, like, Shua equipment, it's called Shua, and it's a branch off Apollo. Now, some of the Apollo stuff is really good, like the upper back row, things like that. The plate loaded upper back row remind you of the hammer strength upper back row. Same premise, you know, really good in the contraction, in the shortening, and in the length and range. Even there's a really good stretch from it, and it allows you to bring your shoulders really, you know, around, and then, you know, really get the shoulder blades back together as you retract. But, you know, you just need to make sure that he starts investing in a little bit more stuff like that, because if he doesn't, he's going to let himself down. Putting on the pump cover now, guys. This absolute tent of a thing is from Explosive Fibers. I fucking love Explosive Fibers. If I had a fucking sponsorship for Explosive Fibers, they'd be fucking sending me out things every single day of the week, because I absolutely love it. I love it. And as I said, this is like a tent, but it's also like a hug. You know, that kind of way? But yeah, that's the biggest thing anyways, guys, is if you just invested a little bit more into the fucking gym, we would be like talking real good stuff, you know. But likes of that, unfortunately, he doesn't. And hopefully there will be a few nice bits coming soon. Like, he needs a good, like that Jim Lecco seated chest press where it just converges in the middle. Oh, it's just epic. And I miss that from Level Up, because I find it hard to contract my chest sometimes and, you know, really get that connection. And when I don't get that connection, that kind of fucks me over a little bit. Why is this not following me? But yeah, as I said, that kind of fucks me over a little bit. And I don't feel the same on even like, he has a Panata chest press, which is shit. But like, just the simple things, guys, he needs to improve on. So yeah. Yeah, as I said, that's it. I'm rambling now. I'm going to let you go. And on the way, I'm going to get back to a few client messages, voice messages and things like that. It's ideal to be able to answer people's questions. And as I said, it's a privilege to do what I do. Interest in coaching, check the description down below. We will talk to you post-workout. And I love you and leave you. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe. I'm trying to grow, guys. I'm 16 weeks out. This is prep. You know, these are interesting days. These are the days where I dreamed about, you know, and I'm in them. I'm absolutely living it and I love it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And the support around me has been really good with my wife. And yeah, even meeting people in the gym, knowing that I'm on prep, it's fucking pretty good feeling. So guys, we'll talk soon. Have a fucking amazing day. And we'll see you post-workout. Right, folks, I am back. It is post-workout and I am absolutely so tired. It is been a long session. Felt tough, but as I said, it must be done. It has to be done, and it'll always get done. But just when you get to this point of the day, when everything is done and all is said and done, it just is that little bit harder, and it just is that little bit tougher to get the energy to get you through the rest of the day. I have 2 check-ins I need to do, but they are actually from the USA. So those people have checked in, and as I said, they've only checked in about 2 hours ago. So it's like 6 hours behind us. So all is good. It is time for post-workout meal, guys. I am absolutely fucked. So I am. It's not even funny how I feel right now. But as I said, that's prep. And this is only the start of it. 16 weeks and something now, and I'm tired. But like I said, that, guys, when I'm always that little bit tireder on a Monday evening, because it's the only session of the week where I have one of my 3 cardio sessions in. So I have 3 Stairmasters in per week, and that is on a Monday. And when it's on a Monday, that is after my upper session. Upper was absolutely phenomenal. I'm very happy with it, but just extremely tired now and hungry. And the worst thing about it is post-workout never feels the sides anymore, but needs must. It's all about prep and it's all about keeping consistent. But yeah, so as I said, it's all about sticking to the process, knowing that it's working, knowing that everything is going well. And as I said, once the food hits my stomach, it's fine, everything feels good, but it's just that moment when it doesn't hit it after you eaten, your body's like, oh, where is that food? And the biggest thing that I need to do is slow down your eating. And that's what everybody is like, gets so eager and so excited about, you know, food and getting that food in, but then they realize that it's actually so much more than that as well, you know, like it's about being conscious about the food you're eating as well. So it is 175 grams raw, which wasn't with the weight of my chicken. It worked out, I think, at like 960, and that works out at then 120 grams raw weight per portion. Just need a little bit more, and I just cut it into strips. It's just easy. Strips are diced this week. The choice is diced. Come on, like, guys, that's another thing. When you are in prep or when you are doing anything, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And the biggest thing with that is making sure that you weigh everything to the gram. If your plan says 120 grams, that does not mean 121, that does not mean 119. We nail things on, we make sure that we really do absolutely box things off as well. But talking you through the session then, so basically, obviously I have no clips on, I was just totally, didn't want to record anything today like that. And as I said, this is just a full day of eating anyway. So this is going to, I hope it's not a boring session for you, or a boring video, because it's like, I put a lot of effort into these, because it's like, I get excited when I'm talking to you guys, because when I speak to YouTube, it's a completely different audience again that I'm speaking to. And that's the biggest thing that I enjoy about YouTube, is because this is really speaking about my passion and what I'm doing on my journey. Whereas Instagram, I utilize that to speak about other clients, speak about, how I coach people, things like that, tips, tricks, all that. But this is me able to document. And when I'm able to document, that just allows me to share my passion, and hopefully people see value in that, and to see my passion. And, obviously, if it rubs off with coaching and coaching inquiries, fantastic. If it doesn't, well, at least people are following me because they're a fan of me, they're a fan of my page, and the likes of that when I step on stage. Oh my God, that is 100 grams on the button, that banana. It's a fucking good day, guys. It's a good day. I hate that when there's that little bit of waste. Or if Callie is here, normally she's able to take the little bit of it as well. Fuck, my old fucking... It's wrong. But yeah, so it's just being able to document that. So kicking off with the likes of our session, it was starting off with the seated cable flies, cable chest flies, and there was 2 sets of that. I'm going to pop up the session now, because this is an upper session, so it's a mixture of back exercises and upper exercises when it comes to like chest and push as well. There is a specific push day, guys, and that is on Thursdays. I normally train, so it's upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, rest, push, posterior, rest, and back around again. But it's cardio today, it's cardio on a rest day on Wednesday, it's cardio on rest day on Saturday, and Sunday is the only day where I don't have any of those activities. But I probably am going to speak to Dara. I think we'll probably push things on. I feel like I do have the capacity to take on another 20-minute session of stairs on a Sunday. So that would be 3 days in a row of cardio. Does that bother me? Absolutely not. Have I done more in recent times? Fucking hell yeah, I have. And has it been difficult? Yeah. But what you do is you just get on with it. I am just about to get my honey. It is 10 grams of honey as well. So I have that. So I start off with my cable chest fly for the mid pec, and I do two sets at 12 to 15. Then I go on to the cable low row, and I do that with the U-shaped bar, and I stay seated and I row, and it's a lat targeted exercise as well. So I make sure that I'm dragging my forearms along. Basically, I want to feel like I'm dragging my forearms along the ground, and really getting that pause at the back, really activating my lats, because I find it so hard to activate my lats sometimes, and that is a killer, guys. When you can't connect with something, and everybody has their own issues with certain things that they can't connect with. Now, this isn't the way I normally actually do this, but I know that I want some people. It's 10 grams. 10 grams. Beautiful. And I get to lick the spoon because that is part of it. And that is post-workout meal sorted. So it's 100 grams banana, 175 grams raw weight chicken, 100 grams raw weight jasmine rice, and 10 grams honey. And I'm going to add the Prozis maple syrup and have it like a maple chicken. I'm just getting my bits out for the morning because that's a job less to do later on. So maple syrup is 0 calories. So per serving, it works out at like 9 grams is what, like 9 grams is like 2 calories. So I think I can definitely afford that on prep, considering that is post-workout. And maple syrup on your chicken, guys, is fucking elite. So it is. It's elite. Don't underestimate it. So as I was saying, I make sure that I drag my arms along the ground as I'm training for the likes of the cable low row when I'm seated, and then I'm on the incline Smith chest press, and I do that for 2 working sets. Sorry, the previous was 3 working sets. So the first 2 sets was 8 to 12. And the third set was 12 to 15. And then on to the, as I said, the incline Smith machine, which is obviously our chest press, and that is for, what is that? That's for 2 sets, 8 to 12, correct. It's chest supported T-bar row then. It's a Watson one, guys, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Watson brand, but fuck me, it's the heaviest T-bar row I've ever had. Unbelievable. Oh Jesus, that is like, that bite has touched my soul. Oh, I've been thinking about all that and all the way home. Anyone else like that? They think about their food on the way home post workout, or if you're away, you can't just wait to get out to the car and get it. Anyway, standing lateral raise then. There's an Apollo plate loaded machine, guys. It's actually quite decent. It's very heavy when your arms are fully out and extended. It's fucking heavy, so you really have to concentrate. Oh man, that's just divine. And then we're on to dips. So on to basically the Roman's chair, and we make sure that we do our dips facing in, and there's a 2-second pause in the stretch. So we wait, stretch, 2 seconds, down and back up. So we're in 2-second pause in the stretch to really get it, and that's 10 to 12. And it's 10 to 12 on the Apollo plate loaded standing lateral raises as well, and that's double arm. So we're standing in front of it, and we have handles coming out at the front, and it's plate loaded. The plates are stacked high, and we literally raise out like any normal lateral raise. Handles are in front of you, and that's for 3 sets, and that's 12 to 15. 10 to 15, and that just bakes you. Oh, it's just different ball game, guys. So it is, when you do things right, it is a different ball game. So then we start with our easy bar tricep push down on the cable machine, and that's 2 sets of 10 to 15, and all our tempos are nearly either 3-1-1-1 or 3-2-1-1. So it's 3 seconds on the negative, and it's hold for that split second, 1 second bang, and 1 second out. It's literally very, very, very slow but controlled as well. And as Dara says, let's not train like a cunt as well. He'll laugh if he does see this, which I highly doubt he will, because he's absolutely busy out. But yeah, it's all about training like a cunt, not training like a cunt. And then I finish off with core. I always do some core, so I'll do the cable crunches and with the long rope, push with the long cable rope, rope extension, with the rope, the basic rope accessory, I should say. And then I do some literally lying on the ground leg raises, and I make sure that I feel like my hips are rotating upwards, and that I really get that contraction as well in the lower abdomen. And then it was 20 minutes of core. So that is the story. Fantastic workout, fantastic just everything. It was a phenomenal session. And I can't complain. The best thing about obviously being your own boss and having your own time, nobody can rush you. You don't have to be anywhere at a specific time, and you can really dial in your sessions as well, which, yeah, I've worked hard to get to this position and it feels good, but you know, I love fucking training, guys. I love the gym environment. I love everything about it. And then sometimes, you know, when the right people are in the gym, you know, there's a good buzz around, and you know, hopefully I'm able to give that off to people as well, that, you know, my drive and my ambition and my love for the sport of bodybuilding and things like that is literally, you know, given to any of the younger lads or younger girls as well. But There's a few people in prep in there at the minute, and you know, everybody's rooting for each other, and it's good times. I'm going to eat the rest of my meal, and we'll have a chat then soon. All right. So before I do my second lot of check-ins, we'll have a quick chat, and yeah, we'll see what we'll talk about, see where it takes us, and hopefully it'll provide some inspiration and information for people. So guys, yeah, as I said, I'm just buzzing to have the rest of this now. So I'll talk to you very soon. Right guys, it is last meal of the day time, and it is meal number 5. So basically, last meal of the day is 75 grams of oats, 75 grams blueberries or mixed fruit of choice. I always go with kind of a mix with, has blackberries, blueberries and some cherries in it, and also 75 grams of raspberries. With the oats, I have 40 grams of whey, and I am going with the coconut cream flavour of Perform this evening. Make that to a paste, put it on top, and I also have 20 grams of nut butter as well. So, you know, really good meal obviously, but it's not enough. The 75 grams is tough. But look, it is what it is, guys. And we just make do, you know. We continue to do. We do what we have to do, and we continue to execute each and every day, no matter what. Oh fuck! I'm after spilling some of that. But like, the main thing is that we always make sure we don't miss, and we do not, you know, leave a gram out of place, because if we do, we're just leaving it to chance that some other fucker on the stage is going to beat us. And you might say, Mike, it's 16 weeks out or 16 and a half weeks out. Why are you worried? What we do, one thing is how we do everything. And if this day came back to haunt me on stage, if I didn't follow the plan, that would absolutely fucking annoy me so much. So we don't leave anything to chance, and we make sure that we hit our goals each and every day. And as I said, that's not just by turning up to training. That is not by just doing what the bare minimum. It's doing everything in detail and doing everything with conviction and passion. And, you know, it might sound a bit woo-woo, but it's true. You know, like we make sure that each and every aspect of every task we do, whether that's the job with coaching clients, giving them the feedback they deserve, or in my own journey and making sure that I keep on top of everything that I'm being told to do as well. As I said, it doesn't take much to actually just execute, especially when I know how to, and just doing that consistently over time is what's going to get the results. It's what's going to keep us shredded, and that's what's going to get the shreds. As I said, if I was to half-arse it and put 42 grams of whey in here, it mightn't sound like a whole lot now, but I used to do that every day for a week. We're gone 14 grams maybe over then on the likes of our protein, you know, and 14 grams like each and every day, 2 grams, and that's just not good enough, you know, like over the course of 7 days. And again, that's the same with our fruit, it's the same with our veg. You might think they're low calories or whatever, but we keep everything measured, because if something was to go wrong, just for example, digestion was to suffer, and what happens then? We don't know what we're doing, because we've put so many variations in that we don't know what has changed or what is going to change in time as well. So yeah, that's the biggest thing, and making sure that we do push things forward each and every day. So as I said, with this full day of eating, it's just to show you kind of the meals I'm having, how I'm feeling, things like that. Like the meals at the minute, I'm still feeling satiated, which is good, but at times it can be tough, and I find nighttime or evening time is the hardest for me. It's just mentally hard, because you're hungry, you've had 3 meals, and you know, you've 3 meals gone in, and then you're training, and then you come back out of the gym and your post-workout, and your meal 5 is just not the same, and it just doesn't hit the sides, just doesn't even touch the sides, and that kind of makes things tough as well. But nonetheless, it's a challenge, and the challenge we are very much up for. There's Callie now, she's tipping along. Say hello to everyone.
Hello.
No, say hello.
I'm in my pyjamas.
Yeah, sure, so what? Yeah.
Sorry,
Don't be awkward now.
No,
Don't leave the awkward
I
silence.
actually thought you were doing a voice now.
No, I'm not doing a voice
Sorry.
now. I'm talking to the people.
To the people.
Yeah. So what are you doing standing there?
I don't know what pass by.
You could go to the loo, will you, and stop being so odd. You mad thing. See, I'm not going to show you acting like that in your pyjamas. You see, fucking Callie's in Bug's Life pyjamas, and she thinks that everyone's going to judge her for that. Look, that's actually, you know what? Drop a comment, Bug's Life, in the fucking comments. That'll do the algorithm good, won't it? Yeah. So, as I said, if I used to leave something to chance, that would absolutely annoy me come show day. So we don't. And as I said, whether that be if I'm told to eat 75 grams of raspberries, I'm not going to eat 76 grams. As much as I'd love to, and as much as that, you could maybe get away with that in the off season, especially with raspberries, I suppose, how low calorie they are. You will not do that in the off season because, you know, extra of something could fuck your digestion, could fuck how you look on show day. And again, as we continue to dial things in and things get tighter and food gets tighter, that we cannot be left wondering, well, Mike, you've done this 1 week and now you've done something else completely different the next week. One, I don't want to listen to Dara giving me a bollocking because I'm not that type of client to just do things half-assed. So I'm like, I don't deserve a bollocking, so I leave nothing to chance. And as I said, I just make sure everything is done with accuracy. Same with, you know, improving things. Like probably posing is probably one of my biggest weaknesses. And over the next few weeks or months, that I'll probably, you know, I'll incorporate a posing coach as well. Because, you know, as I said, if that was to let me down, my presentation was to let me down come show day. I know it's a first timers, and sometimes the standard is great with posing, sometimes it can be a little bit on the poorer side. I don't want to be the one considered to be the poor one, because at the end of the day, in 2028, towards the back end of 2028, what am I wanting to go for? I want to go for a pro card. I'm not living in Delulu land. I'll never be an IFBB pro, but my aim is to obviously be a PCA pro, and hopefully come 2028, that will be my time. But I'll keep working hard and I'll keep pushing that forward. But yeah, so as I said, I'm making the meal here so far. I've whey paste and my berries made so far. While I'm doing that, I'm going to put the whey paste into the fridge. That will allow it to thicken up a little bit. And I'll leave the berries because they're partially frozen. I'll leave them out, but I'll put in, I might actually eat that. Oh yeah, they're sweet. Sometimes they're fucking sour, but I don't know. Nonetheless, what I'll do next is I will put our supplementation out and have it ready for the morning. Like we start every morning with the apple cider vinegar, our supplementation, and making sure that we do not miss, because the likes of that, simple things like that, when they're laid out for you, you just do them automatically. If I was to come up in the morning and I wasn't to get these out, I'd be like, what are you doing, Mike? Things are just half-assed, and I don't want to do things half-assed, as we all know. So, I get the supplements out. I don't know where we got that box. Can't remember, but it's fucking handy. So it's like a divider's box, and it's like, I think it's from like a sewing kit or something like that. You can get ones with that like whole, like you can even get them in the likes of like hardware stores, things like that. I'm actually out of Omegas in the box, so I'm going in here to my office where I store all the supplementations, guys, the supplements, and anything that's in this boxes, and then I'll just pour them into my supplement box. And I have the omega-3s from Prozis. These are the extreme ones. So per 3 capsules, I get 3,000 milligrams of fish oil, and 1,500 of that comes from EPA, and the DHA is 750. Quite high, but some people don't need to take fucking 2-3 capsules of it. Some people do. It depends. It helps when you're assisted. It helps with your heart health. It helps with joints. And obviously fats help with hormonal balance as well. So fish oils are a game changer. And if you are thinking that, oh, they're fish oils and they're fats, they're healthy fats, guys, okay? They're normal. So brand new box of these is going in. Take the seal off and pour them in. And make sure that we have everything in place. See, there's no even smell. it's a bad sign when if you burp, guys. It's a bad, and they repeat on you, and you can taste the fish oils coming back up your neck. Yeah, you know you're in a bad spot because they are shit quality. So they are. But like I said, if you don't get the Prosies, you know you are missing out, because for the price, but for the content of EPA and DHA in them, which is what you need to make sure is high in the likes of your fish oils, you need to make sure that you get good quality. And if you use obviously code MikeR10, you'll get your discount on that, and that will obviously really go a long way towards supporting me as well. As I said, I can't thank you enough for that. And as I said, it's nice to be in that position to be able to have those things and have them in place. For, you know, I'd never thought I'd have a sponsorship from a supplement company. You know, it's just things like that you feel like are only for the bigger YouTube guys or girls or whoever it is, and influencers, but it makes a difference. And it's like, yeah, like someone's listening to me, someone wants to have me on their team, and that's truly a privilege, and that I cannot be more than thankful for as well. So far, guys, I take out an egg cup because that's what I pour my supplementation into. And so far, I have in that box, I've my Train by JP Estrol Control in, I have my milk thistle in, I have my vitamin D, so it's 4,000 IUs with K2, and it is then 3 omega-3s, the Prosies ones, the omega extremes, P5P from Conte, and then my magnesium from Swanson, because it's the magnesium bisglycinate. I do have Prosies there as well. Their magnesium bisglycinate wasn't in stock, so I needed them straight away, so I got them. Trained by JP Ashwagandha currently going in, and my my Prosies zinc and mag combination with B6, and then I have my 60 mcg of Clen put in as well, and that is in that box. Then for my other supplementation, I'll go down on one knee if it'll find me, and I will get my Swanson vitamin E, which is a great top up to supplement with the actual absorption of your omega-3s as well. Vitamin E is fantastic, and it's a fantastic antioxidant. Again, one of the most powerful things that's out there. Tudkin Knack, guys, great for your liver health. It is absolutely a game changer. And I have one of them in the PM and one of them in the AM as well, because they are fucking strong. And I can tell you one thing, guys, they are fucking stink as well. But I tell you what, they are worth every part of their money, because they improve your lipids extremely well as well. So if you are unsure what supplementation to have for what body parts, you know, same with the likes of your kidneys, you know, I don't know, some people have kidney trouble, or some people have inflammation and things like that from just running orals or things like that. So astragalus is a fantastic supplement to have if you do struggle with poor kidney health. And obviously to be able to tell that is through your bloods. Getting your bloods done regularly, guys, is most especially assisted, as you need to know what's going on. You need to know when you're healthy. You might feel healthy, but maybe something is actually off, and if it's off, then you need to get on top of it. DIM is going in morning and evening as well. And then last but not least, engineered citrus bergamot, engineered muscle. What a fucking brand when it comes to your health subs as well, guys. Turbo Slew as well, that's still going in at 250 mcg, so it's just one of those. It can be ran really high, but it is quite expensive. But again, if you're running the likes of your Clen and things like that, that can help as well. So there's Callie now. You all good, yeah? She's going to bed, guys. She's gone. So she's in bitey. So and then last but not least, then it was a 100 mcg of T4. So that is everything there. And then for my last meal, I'm going to get up because the knees are starting to get sore, and I really do want to mind the knees for the morning, because tomorrow is leg day, so a big fucking day coming up tomorrow, and we have to get after it. So for the nighttime supplements then, guys, I take 3 strong Glycomax, so glucose disposal agent. That helps with the absorption and shuttling the carbohydrates to the cells rather than storing it. And it's fantastic whether you're in off season or just overall. Normally, and between 2 to 10 capsules of this can be used. I use 3 for my last meal, and I use 3 for my first meal in the morning, as I find that it just helps with, you know, absorbing the carbohydrates over the course of your day. So nighttime subs then are your milk thistle, ashwagandha, zinc. What else have we there? What is that? Tudkanak, and why do I feel like I'm missing one? 2 I use a GH as well, but I'm still I know that, what's that? Magnesium, of course, ashwagandha. Magnesium, ashwagandha, zinc. What is that? Milk thistle, dim, and there's something else there as well. Why am I gone blank? What's in there? Zinc, magnesium. No, that's everything. I was just losing track of my own thoughts, guys. That's all that was. So yeah, hopefully prep brain is not hitting straight away. I hope I don't realise to have that till about 4 weeks out. But now it's time to get the oats done. So that's the supplementation, guys. All ready for the morning and ready for tonight as well. And yeah, so we're really in a good spot. So how I make my oats is I'll make it like cream of oats. So recently cream of oats has kind of come on the scene a lot. So what I do is I get my oats out. So I have my oats here, and I get my blender, and some almond butter as well. Oh yes, the fucking golden nugget. I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but I nearly forgot. And that is the Prozis flavor powder, guys. This one we're going for, I have Biscoff in the press, but this one is coffee caramel flavor, so we're all in. And literally, Callie has left the fucking door open. You born in a barn? You born in a barn? You left the door open. All right. Anyways, then we have the likes of our almond butter, with the best peanut butter on the market, without a doubt, is the Prozis one. Make sure you're getting the crunchy. But then the best almond butter on the market, guys, is fucking Manolife. Down in the south, you can get it up north in Northern Ireland, in like the Sainsbury's and stuff, or obviously over in the UK in big tubs. Unfortunately, I can only go to Holland and Barrett and get this. Manolife is unbelievable. That salty texture is, and just the nuts and how chunky the nuts are in it is when it's crunchy, is just unbelievable. So I get my blender cup, and I put it on the scales, and I'll tear /0 the scales, and I'll put 75 gram maroonies of this bad boy into the blender cup dry. So I don't add any liquids or anything like that. Forget about all that for the moment. Come on. Jeez, I've gone too much. Fuck it. Back out you go. Another little bit, and we are there. Beautiful. 75 grams. And then I will add, normally a serving size of this I think is 4 grams. I have 8, sorry, that's what it is. So 8 grams of flavor powder, and it is, as I said, 2 more grams. It's fucking strong, like smelling that smells like you're smelling a coffee jar, do you know? It's unbelievable as well. And I pop those away for efficiency, and then that allows me to, ow, caught my finger there, put these away. Oopsie daisy. And as I'm doing that, I'll go into the magic press, and I'll get some ground sweet cinnamon. So that goes as a topper anyways. I'll take these supplements, have them very fucking more water. Yeah, so they're gone down. So toppings in our almond butter, the whey is in the fridge, cinnamon's in the fridge. Sorry, cinnamon's here in front of me, almond butter's here, and I add a little bit of psyllium husk. I did say that I'd only add, but I did forget that I add a little bit at night time, as that helps with a bowel movement in the morning. Not that I struggle with that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I find that when I'm that little bit more hungry, so I only add 5 grams at night time. When I'm that little bit more hungry going to bed, like today now I'm really ravenous, the body tends to not want to do a bowel movement on the morning after. I think it's like it wants to hold on to the food almost, it's absorbing it, but this helps. And then when I do have a bowel movement, it makes a whole lot of difference. So again guys, Prozis, fucking psyllium husk, fantastic product. Fibre, if you are struggling with digestion all the time, struggling with constipation, whatever the case may be, that is a vital one. I'm going to take this mic off for a second because I'm going to put you on the fridge. Well, I thought that was my leg. I'll just put it on the counter because if I bring you over to the blender, you'll be gone deaf. So I just want to make this into a powder. So what I've done here is, I'll put you back on with me now because that's the last of the noise other than me talking shit. So basically this is now blended dry and it's blended in the powder, and I put that into the bowl then that we're having. It smells unreal with the fucking flavour powder. Trained by JP won't like me for outing them under cream of oats because literally that's the exact same thing, but it's unbelievable. As I said, just blend your oats dry guys, make it into a flour as well, and then I turn on the tap and I add some water. So I add water to obviously the size of the bowl, but I do like volumizing my last meal of the day, and especially like my last meal and my first meal. I love volumizing because it's cream of rice and I can volumize it, but I can also volumize oats as well. So give it a whisk. The best thing, lads, anytime, and ladies of course, you're making your cream of rices or your cream of oats, is to use a whisk, because a spoon will not break down that powdery bits, that clumps together like that bit. Now as soon as I put that, literally pick that up and put it through the whisk, it literally broke it up. So imagine like what it's doing to like when you're spinning it around, and it just takes a minute because it's at the awkward point where it's still water and it hasn't absorbed it just yet. So when it starts ticking up, then you can start getting a little bit more aggressive with it as you're whisking as well. As I said, this makes really thick once you get everything whisked up. Now I can feel it in the middle whisking up, but around the edges it struggles to absorb sometimes the water. So I just have to go around the edges consciously as well. And we're not far away now. It's getting nice and thick now. You feel it in the whisk anyways. You'll feel the resistance building up as it gets thick as well. So all is good, guys. I'm absolutely wrecked though, I won't lie. Just one of those days, and again, being Monday is probably one of my busiest days with check-ins, because it's got with the frontline physique challenge. That's a 8-week challenge that I'm running as well, and then obviously I have a good few one-to-one clients checking in, especially in the evening time, from like they come in for me from the US, but like all the usual Irish UK folk are able to check in on time. So it's an intense morning, you know, and as I said, that's why vlogging has been only really at mealtime, you know, because I really wanted to get on with the session today. And as I said, I will take you through a session eventually as well. Dara is running a seminar on the 15th of August for his clients, so I'm really excited to go down to that. It's down in the Lab Method in Newcastle West. So that is going to be a learning curve, and obviously getting to train and learn from my coach in person, an IFBB Pro. Like, who else are you going to learn from? You know, who else is going to teach you to be the best, unless you get fucking Hanny Rambod in. Any of you that knows Hanny Rambod, he coached Chris Bumstead to most of his Olympias. I think he coached him to 3, or did he coach him to 4? If he coached him to 3, he only coached him for half them. He definitely coached him for 3 anyways. But yeah, Hanny was a fucking absolute, he's an animal of a coach, but I think he's gone into retirement with the coaching scene now. Bear with me, guys, and I do apologise for blowing my nose. Isn't that just lovely? With the microphone right beside my snout. Anyone else know what a snout is? Drop a comment, give it a mention in the comments. I'm sure you all know what a snout is anyways, even the non-Irish viewers. But yeah, so that's it. 4 minutes into the microwave, job's done, job's a good one. So that's kind of a wrap, guys, for today. As I said, I kind of want to sit down, relax, and so really thanks for tuning in, getting to this point. If you did get to this point, please drop a like, drop a comment, do all those good things, because I'm basically a nobody when it comes to YouTube right now. I'm growing. I'm as passionate as the guys that vlog every single day, like Mark, like Dara. They have their platform. I'm just another Irish bodybuilder, but I really am, you know, up and coming, that I work hard and I make sure that I get there and I'll make it. As I said, I stop at nothing. I've pretty much driven to, you know, to be perfect as best I can. So your efforts and your support and guidance and comments and engagement will mean a lot to me, does mean a lot to me. Like the YouTube, like it, subscribe, head over to my Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description for any coaching, anyone that is interested in the cut of my jib, or how I look, or how I go about things. And as I said, I'm a very passionate coach, and this is my full-time job, so you get exactly what it says on the tin. A full-time job, a full-time, you know, effort. And as I said, I'll help you with your nutrition, your training, your execution, your passion, your overall routine and structure. Nothing is left to chance. Everything is in detail. Guys, as I said, really appreciate it. Mike R10 and Prozis, Coach Mike and Mike R Supplements. Those are your codes. We will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.